This is the Defender Radio News Brief. I'm Michael Howie, and this is Defender Radio, the podcast for wildlife advocates and animal lovers. This news brief is brought to you by the Defender Radio Patreon. Support the show and keep us producing new episodes with as little as $1 per month at patreon.com/defenderradio. Dr. Max Foran is no stranger to telling Canada's stories. He's written dozens of books and articles on subjects ranging from urban sprawl to the international trade history of Alberta. But in his latest project, he takes on a subject steeped in philosophy, history, science, and industry: Canadian wildlife management. The Subjugation of Canadian Wildlife, published in April 2018 by McGill-Queen's University Press, is an outstanding look at the twisting tale of how wildlife in our country is managed. Perhaps the most all-encompassing book on the subject that does not simply repeat what managers in the political system tell the public, Dr. Foran does a superb job of bringing together the vast array of moving parts, history, and moral decision-making that build up to what we know as modern wildlife management. It is an absolute must-read and is accessible for readers of virtually any level, regardless of academic background. Dr. Foran joined Defender Radio to discuss what drove him to write this book, what he learned along the way as a professional researcher and writer, and what he hopes Canada's wildlife management policies can become as we move forward. This is a news brief edit of our extensive interview. The full interview will be made available this week on thefurbears.com via your iOS device on the iTunes Store or anywhere else you listen to podcasts. Dr. Foran, this book is a move away from much of your previously published works. How did you go from writing about a relatively different subject to wildlife management?
My wife was passionate. Animal rights, big time, worked with wildlife all her life, and she was such a powerful personality, almost transformative in many ways. And she said, "Max, you got to write a wildlife book." I said, "Yeah, I like that." She said, "Max, you got to write it. You're the only one that can." Because I had the experience, the desire to do it, the will and the passion, I threw everything I had into it. And because my wife was terminally ill and she wanted it done, she said, "I hope I live to see this published, Max. I hope to see this." She said to me a dozen times when she was dying with cancer. And I said, "I'll do my best, mate." But I didn't make it. But she was in a hospice when I told her that the book was going through. And she was delighted. But that's my one regret. I didn't get it in time. Didn't get it out in time. But her presence, her vision, her passion infected me, and my doggedness and my commitment when I get started on something, and I just lost myself in it. And people said, "I don't know how you can do this, Max." I said, "Well, someone's got to do it. It's got to be done. Simple as that." And that's how.
The philosophical aspects of this book were a bit surprising to me. They were very accessible for me as a reader, but it was interesting to see so much focus on the philosophy of management when we're constantly told it's all science-based.
Wildlife management is not a management issue. It's not even a social issue. It's not even a cultural issue, basically. It's a moral issue. It's a moral issue. And because government represents the status quo, whereas the body public represents the wide spectrum in everything, and because there's a wide spectrum of including our relationship to animals, everything from animal rights to speciesism, the government represents the main body of thought, which tends towards speciesism.
You delve deeply into the concept of rationalization, particularly from those who support consumptive use of animals. Could you briefly explain why rationalization seems so significant to us as a society?
Because we are basically moral creatures. We want to feel good about ourselves. We want to feel okay about ourselves. And when we do what is obviously harm, we want to put a positive spin on it. And so the hunter-gatherers put their positive spin on it, and to a degree, you believe your own rationalizations. But if they looked at it, clinically or without emotionally, if anything, and say, "Well, you're killing the animal. I mean, it might be a friend, but it's the one dying, not you." But you want to put a positive spin on everything you do. It's okay. It's all right. We can do this. And I think this is a fault.
I cannot recommend this book enough. Check out The Subjugation of Canadian Wildlife by Dr. Max Foran at your local bookseller or the McGill-Queen's University Press website, and share the word about this important book with everyone who cares about or is interested in wildlife in Canada. That's it for now, folks. Remember, the full-length interview will be available later this week in your podcast feed, and please subscribe, share, and review if you enjoy it. You can also support the show on Patreon at patreon.com/Defender Radio. Thanks for listening. I'm Michael Howie for Defender Radio, reminding you to stay informed and stay strong.